Hey, everybody. Welcome to Unqualified. My name is Alex, and I'm unqualified to give you any advice, but I hope you listen anyway. The show's a little bit about everything, anything, and nothing all in between. So, well, I don't have the Italian horn and the chili pepper with me. This, oh, wait, I do have an Italian horn with me. I do have an Italian horn and a chili pepper with me. I always do. So, let's rub the Italian horn and the chili pepper for some good luck. Mwah. And let's even kiss it and let's rub it for some good luck because we are going to be talking about some toxic traits that you should never accept in relationships. And yes, this is a different scenery. This is my bedroom. It is late at night. It is 1:46 in the morning. I cannot sleep because I am an insomniac. And, oh god, guys, I don't sleep a lot, and when I do sleep, it's not good sleep. So, let's throw it to the screen. Okay, everybody,
Did you know that there is one
these
specific
are toxic traits you should never
factor
get excited
in
about
all of our
God.
relationships that affects the health, the long
These are 8
as they say?
toxic behaviors you should never tolerate in your relationship. Let's check it out. This is by Psych2Go. It's one of my favorite channels, so let's check it out.
It takes two to tango. What do you believe makes a relationship healthy? How do you tell when a relationship
What do
begins
I
to
think
turn toxic?
makes a relationship healthy? You can take care of yourself, you can take care of someone else, you can take care of a child, you want the same things, you have a good relationship with the other person's family and friends, you have good communication, you respect each other's boundaries, you you love each other, um, you can talk to each other. You can, let's see, you're willing to compromise. Um, like I said, you have boundaries. Uh, those things should be a given. And if if you don't have that in a relationship, then it's toxic. So let's check this out.
Relationships should be nurturing and balanced. To make a relationship work, both parties should be willing to do their best, even if your best means having to make compromises. It's also just as important to know when not to make
Exactly.
compromises. If you have certain standards, you have them for a reason. Here are 8 relationship behaviors you should never accept. Number 1, a
Mhm.
lack of trust. Do they become extremely jealous at the slightest matter? Are they constantly comparing themselves to your social circle? Nobody's perfect. But if this happens all the time, it can be quite draining on you. If they don't ever trust you, you have to constantly reassure your partner about your loyalty. If they breach your own privacy without your consent, like constantly going through your phone or checking all your private text
Wow,
messages, that's
that's
really
not
unfair
right.
to you. And it's not okay, period. Number 2, extreme clinginess. Do they always ask where you're going? Do you need to report where you are or what you're doing every hour or so? There's nothing wrong with communicating your whereabouts by any means, but it can become super tiresome if you're always being asked on a repetitive loop. It's important to have your own time away from your partner, even when things are going well. If both parties don't have their own space in the relationship, that's not
Yeah.
healthy.
You
One of you, if not both, may feel a loss of
Yeah,
identity,
you need
even
you
if you
need space in a relationship. You can't go to work and they're there. You can't come home and they're there. You can't go to sleep and they're there. You can't wake up and they're there. You can't have your life so intertwined in a relationship that you can't breathe, you know?
live together. Your partner still needs to respect your space and vice versa. So far, do any of these behaviors sound familiar to you? If so, what do you plan to do next? Comment below. We know that being in a relationship like this can be tormenting, which is why we're more determined than ever to help people avoid
Mhm.
toxic relationships and build healthier ones. If you support our cause, liking this video and subscribing to Psych2Go would help us a lot. So thank you, and keep watching because we have 6 more important behaviors you should look out for. Number 3, avoiding responsibilities.
Mm.
Are they unwilling to lend a hand with chores? Do they hesitate to plan a future with you? Relationships are all about give and take. If you're working all the time and they're not, that can be a problem. They expect you to do everything for them without being thoughtful of your needs. They don't own up to their mistakes, and they get defensive pretty quickly. In times of crisis, they don't show you any support or even offer a
Yeah.
shoulder to cry on. They distance themselves to avoid you and the situation. Number 4, gaslighting. Are you unsure if they're manipulating you? Gaslighting is to manipulate a person by psychological means into questioning their own sanity. They make you feel shame and guilt over how you supposedly acted, particularly when no one else does. Gaslighting is very subtle and can easily warp a person's sense of
Gaslighting
self.
is rough.
They make you question your own judgment.
Gaslighting is very, very toxic. And when you make a person question their own sanity, that is so wrong on so many levels. And when you do it knowingly, like it's one thing to gaslight and you don't do it knowingly because sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you're just an asshole and you're an asshole without knowing you're being an asshole. If you know what I mean, put down in the comments if you know what I mean. But if you're doing it knowingly and maliciously, then you have a whole nother problem.
The more you hear hurtful things about yourself, especially coming from someone you love, the more you begin to believe them. It's one of the worst and most toxic
Yeah,
things someone can do. Number 5, constant lying. Does your partner lie? Do you often find them in the middle of a lie?
yeah.
Honesty is key in
If
any
you're
relationship.
lying at all in a relationship, then you don't deserve to be in that relationship. If you're lying at all, then cut it off.
The stepping stone to trust. When your partner is a compulsive liar, they may lie so often that they can't even keep their
Yeah.
story straight anymore. That's totally unfair to you. It's not a healthy environment for you to be in. Sometimes people stay in unhealthy relationships because they believe that they can and
Mm-mm.
will get better. While sometimes that can be true, most of the time though, if you're dating someone who lies a lot, chances are they always will. Number 6, super flakiness. Are they always running late
Oh
for
my
your movie
God.
dates? Do they apologize to you or just brush it off like it's no big deal?
I
To
had
be
a
fair,
I had a partner who I would ask them to be there at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. They wouldn't show up till 3. And like I know they had problems. I know that they had issues. I know they had, you know, abilities that got in their way or disabilities or whatever. It's not whatever, but I know they had problems that got in their way. But still, if someone asks you to be somewhere, you do everything that you can to be there, you know? Like it's just like being there, flakiness, just that that triggers me. Flakiness or not being on time or not being there for someone when you say you're going to be there for someone. That pisses me off.
people can sometimes be late. It does happen. Events can transpire, and that's totally out of your control. But it is also necessary to make time for those
Yeah,
that they care about. This includes
yeah.
keeping you in the loop. If your partner has to cancel appearing at an event that you were both going to, they should let you know as
Mhm.
soon as possible. Or are you waiting in agony for 2 or 3 hours with no reply? It's normal for people to not respond right away, but they should get back to you within a
Yeah.
respectable amount of time. Number 7, false accusations. Disagreements and the occasional fight in a relationship can be healthy. But if they're in the habit of accusing you of things that you can never even imagine, this can be a major red flag. Accusations such as questioning your loyalty all the time can be utterly soul destroying. Oftentimes, those who are guilty of something they know is wrong will project it onto someone else.
Ooh, that's a good
It's always
point.
a good idea to guard against such behavior. The most important thing to remember is that you need to stay true to yourself, even if they try gaslighting you into believing their version of the truth. And number 8,
Cheating is a
cheating.
no-no.
If you're ever cheated on, it's not your fault. Remember that. If your partner cheats on you, that's about them,
Right.
not you. Yes, it's hard to leave someone when you love them so dearly, no matter their flaws. But once you've been cheated on, it takes a toll on your
Yeah.
mental health. Your self-worth can tank. Victims of cheating can be made to feel worthless. You may ask yourself why you weren't ever good enough or what you did to deserve
Mm,
it. It's what we do with those thoughts that matters. You are not your thoughts, but you are your actions. Once a liar, always a liar. Once a cheater, always a cheater. If you feel safe and comfortable with your partner, it's important to be open and communicate your thoughts and feelings. Trust and honesty go a long way. The right person makes you laugh and challenges you in a healthy way, of
right.
course. If you're not in a happy, healthy relationship, you can always reach out for help. Those who love you care about
Exactly.
you. They just want what's best. You should want the best for yourself too. Have you experienced any of these points mentioned? Are
Yeah,
you
I was in a toxic relationship, and, I've been in a few toxic relationships, and, like, I had this one boyfriend that he was so horrible with time and communication that oh god, hold on a second, let me throw it to the other screen. Give me a second, guys. So, like I was saying, I had this boyfriend where he was so toxic. He didn't have a phone, or whenever he did have a phone, he would lose it, or he would run out of minutes, or he lost it in the woods once, or he just would never answer it. And, half of me thought, is this bullshit? Is it just me? Or and then it got to the point where I would have to text his mother or his grandmother, and I would have to ask, "Where is he? Where is he?" And they would say, "Oh, you haven't heard from him? I don't know where he is either." And I would say, "Oh my god." And I would be freaking out. I would be like, "Well, you know what? This is it. I can't deal with this." And he was horrible at communication, and that is something I couldn't stand. And he sucked. He sucked at communication, and I just couldn't stand it, so I broke it off. And yeah. And then I had this other partner who they just I was bad at communicating, where all my anger just kept on boiling, and I pressure cooked because because I didn't tell them what was bothering me, because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. But I guess I should have been upfront about it instead of letting it all boil to a head and explode. I don't regret my decision. I don't. I don't. I don't regret my decision at all. Um, I'm a lot happier. I'm not stressed. I'm not sad. I'm not. Um, I'm. I'm not angry. Uh, and so it was for the best. And everyone. And here's the thing: if I can stress one thing to you people, is if the people in your life see that your relationship is toxic, listen to them. Listen to them. Everyone in my everybody in my family, all my friends saw that my relationship was toxic, and I told them to shove it up their ass. And I forsaked my family and my friends for this person. And I told everybody to shove it up their ass. And because I said, no, they're not like that. And I want a happy future with this person. Meanwhile, if I know for a fact, if I would have stayed in a relationship with this person, it would have been a miserable future because I would have just been so stressed. And I didn't want the same things as that person. And I was settling. Oh God. It was ridiculous. I'm It's a lot better. It's better for me, it's better for them that nothing boils over in anger, even though I kind of did. But anger isn't a justified emotion when it comes to ending relationships. It's not. You should part amicably and peacefully if you can. If it boils over in anger, well, you can just, from there, you apologize, you make your amends, and you go your separate ways. And yeah. So, you know what I like. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and hit that notification bell for more content, and I will bring it your way. I will see you guys in the next one, and hasta la pasta, baby. Bye.
Stay.